for today's episode, we're going to be reviewing the new episode that just came out, episode 4 of my level 9999 level gacha. And first I gotta say, so what I like about this episode, this show, this MC is that our protagonist, he thinks like us. So I'll give you an example. So he explains 2 years ago when he, first came back to the surface. Like you can see, it's just him and his little posse of girls. He, first tries to turn up in his village. Turns out it's destroyed, and we later find out that his brother and sister are gone, so they might be alive. Foreshadowing. But he comes back and it's gone, and he automatically decides it's in his head, his inner monologue is like, oh, it's probably connected to this whole master thing. And then fast forward towards the end of the episode, so they're entering a dungeon, and in the haunted dungeon they get to the typical fight with a royal. It seems like he's a royal elf or whatever, and whatever he thinks Lloyd or Light is like every other human, just weak to push around. But so a little incident happens. That we see later that there's a scene. So about this scene, there's two things I want to talk about. So one thing was that, so as he does, he's in a fit rage, and he reveals how is my level capped at 1500? Like, I have hero's blood.
I want it.
Hero's blood. And then he continues to talk about revenge, and he's I still want my revenge on those people because they look down on me. Obviously, there's a complex of that. Then his assistant that we see, Dark Elf that we see him it seems like he has a scheme, but he says oh, don't worry, I can help you. Break the elf cap. Probably, it's probably gonna give the elf prince some kind of demon seed or something. Something like that, if I had to guess. But the episode ends with our main protagonist group ends in a face off pretty much with them against it seems with the floor boss. Maybe we'll probably get more information probably next episode of did the elf have anything to do with that boss showing up when it did. But I want to backtrack for a bit. So if you guys remember, I paused when I said his quote. He said, I have the hero's blood. And if you guys remember, when Light came up to I guess see if his parents are alive, it's not. I said his brother and his sister, they're gone both. Now two things could happen, but it's obvious that one of them happened. Either one, the group that was in charge of the whole master plan, finding the master, obviously they took the kids' experiment and they split them. So the guy seemed like obviously he went to like the elves side, and then the girl went on probably
This way.
the dragon newts, I guess. But for the guy, cause we're in the elf territory, what they're making it sound like, and like I said, could be two things. One is that they forced the kid to breed with the elf queen, as they say, and that's how he has the, blood of the master's blood or whatever. Or they just simply, cut him up and then they injected the Elven Queen um, with, I guess, his DNA. Like kill him and then like split him up, I guess. But yeah. But I know some of you guys are probably wondering, like, who are these leaders? Like the Elven Princess, the Dwarf King, I guess, and all these representatives, and it's probably obvious at this point, but I believe those people that were originally of the group, the original group that we saw in episode 1, I believe those individuals themselves are like royalty. So the elf we saw was the queen of the elves, the dark elf, queen of the dark elves, dragon newt, same thing, beast, whatever. It seems like they're leaders in their community, and I mean, as you saw, is very, and I guess like the big question here is like, why are they doing this? And there was a scene briefly, like when we see Light and his group, two people, decide to like, oh, we're gonna go to dungeon. We see him like in his grave, in his mom's grave, parents' grave, and saying like, cause he knows like whoever burnt his village down, probably like I said, is part of the master plan. The plan to find the master, and since Light knows like they're probably most likely responsible for this, he obviously says, revenge, or not even revenge, but like, this was so necessary, like either if it was for good or evil. He basically says like, I'm a creator person, kingdom, place in the world where this is like where everyone is equal, and yeah, that was kind of the whole episode. Like I said, cool fourth episode. And I guess one more thing before I leave this video. So is that, if you guys remember what they said, so in the beginning they explained like where everything is located geographically. And so it explained like this dungeon city that we're going to is like on the border of like the Elven Queen and like the Dragon Newts or whatever. And so my question the whole time was like, obviously there's probably gonna be someone, like obviously they're probably gonna tell like their leader like, oh, this kid is here, but if they don't know, like to them it's just another kid. So my question is like, there's bound to be, like I said, there's bound to be some, it's only a matter of time, but there's bound to be someone that like not warns them, but like tells them like, oh, by the way, I saw this kid with these two interesting companions. A tall guy with a in gold armor and a gold sword, and then like a little dark elf assassin type. And then it seemed like the leader's like some kind of midget human, and obviously, oh, what's his name? Or what's her name, or whatever. Oh, his name is like Lord Dark or something. And at the time, obviously, they're probably not gonna think anything of it. And then I feel like they're the main point, or how they're gonna meet, is like, cause right now they're a bunch of like nobodies, F rank or whatever. So I feel like they're gonna get, like, they're gonna be so outstanding, like good job or whatever. But yeah, I'm just gonna, very excited for that meeting. But yeah, this was a pretty cool episode, and I can't wait for future episodes. That should be exciting when they come out. But I think I should end it here. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.